take the vertebrae out of your back just to fit inside of someone's ceiling. You have to stand up full and proud, stand up erect. You know what I mean?
So we were sitting in the service and I leaned up toward him and I said, I've just been touched to give $1 million.
Let's be very, very clear. It is possible that there isn't anything funnier than a guy in a dress. And if that's the case, then it might also be said that there's nothing funnier than a black guy in a dress.
Tyler Perry's name just popped up in court headlines again, but Katt Williams and Terrence Howard been throwing hints for years.
Not to mention the world, who has mixed feelings about homosexuality and the morality of it. And
way before the legal drama, they were exposing backroom deals, broken promises, and some very shady business, and a dark energy masked by Perry's polished image. It is crazy that you can earn billions as a star, but the one thing you are forbidden from doing is telling the truth. So, what did they expose? Why is everyone just now listening? Tyler has some serious new heat coming his way. And this time, Katt and Terrence are allegedly preparing to leak some major secrets about him. What is fueling their anger? It is all about that explosive industry debate. Black men being forced into dresses for Hollywood roles. Terrence is not just venting. He claims he was a target of this himself. He is on a warpath, exposing what he calls Hollywood's strategy to strip away black masculinity. He is blaming Tyler Perry for leading the charge. Some claim our whole world economy and political system is rigged by those in authority. Word is Terrence is finished with Hollywood pushing roles that attack his sense of real manhood, and he is not holding back. He says the industry labeled him difficult for speaking out. Tyler Perry's name is making waves in court news once more. But Katt Williams and Terrence Howard have dropped hints for years. Long before the lawsuits, they were calling out shady deals, broken promises, and a toxic vibe hidden under Perry's shiny glow. So, what exactly did they reveal? And why is the industry finally noticing? Looks like Tyler has fresh drama on his hands. This time, Katt and Terrence are reportedly ready to spill some massive tea. So, why are they so heated right now? It is about that heated industry topic. Black men being pressured to wear dresses for major roles. Terrence is not just talking. He says he was a victim too. He is on a mission to expose Hollywood's plan to weaken black men. He is pointing the finger at Tyler Perry for pushing the trend. Word is Terrence is done with studios forcing roles that mess with his vision of manhood. He is not staying silent. He claims Hollywood branded him as difficult to work with just because he refused to put on a dress for a part. But this is bigger than just him. Terrence is calling out what he sees as a massive industry problem, siding with heavyweights like Dave Chappelle and Katt Williams on this issue. Some might dismiss this as gossip, but Terrence says he is standing firm. But what is really going on in Hollywood? Nobody knows. Calling someone crazy is the ultimate way to dismiss their truth. I do not get it. Word on the street is that Hollywood slapped that difficult label on Terrence Howard simply because he refused to wear a dress on screen. He is so fed up that he is even thinking, quitting the industry for good. He feels like he is being blackballed for standing up against an agenda that he just cannot get behind. If you have been watching, Katt Williams brought this dress debate back to the spotlight, claiming there is a push to feminize black actors for fame. Now, the word is that Terrence might be one of those stars who got blacklisted for refusing to wear that dress. They try to put every black actor in a dress at some point. I am starting to wonder why they all have to do it. Terrence has always made headlines, not just for his acting, but for the drama in his personal life too. But make no mistake, the man has incredible talent. During a sit-down on Bill Maher's Club Random podcast, Terrence revealed he once passed on playing Smokey Robinson in a major biopic. He called it one of his biggest regrets, but explained he was already in talks with Lee Daniels about playing Marvin Gaye at the time. The irony is, he turned down the Marvin Gaye role too after learning more about the script. He was not feeling the direction once he heard rumors about what the role required. Terrence even made a bold statement, saying he would rather cut his lips off than kiss a man. While talking to Maher, Terrence also shared a private talk he had with Quincy Jones back when they were discussing the Marvin Gaye film. I am not just dropping names. I am just proving that I know my history. The rumors said Marvin was gay. I asked if it was true, and Quincy told me yes and no, the man certainly got around. Howard said the producers wanted to focus on Marvin Gaye's sexuality, and he was not okay with that. He said he could not play a character he did not understand, and Marr backed him up. Howard felt he couldn't play a role that felt so disconnected from his own truth. And look, Marvin Gaye's personal life? His private business was never officially confirmed. He walked down the aisle twice, first with Anna Gordy for 10 years, then 5 years with Janice Hunter. But back in a 2018 Vulture piece, Quincy Jones dropped a bomb alleging Marvin Gaye had a fling with Marlon Brando and even Richard Pryor. Quincy called him the most charming guy around, telling the press Brando would sleep with anyone, name-dropping James Baldwin, Richard Pryor, and Gaye. That interview set the internet on fire. Naturally, Terrence Howard's take triggered a massive wave of backlash across social media. Many labeled his views as toxic and deeply offensive. People are even demanding he be deplatformed, tired of the bizarre claims he has been making for years now. We're talking about him claiming 1 × 1 = 2. He tried debunking the Pythagorean theorem, claimed he could kill gravity, rejected the number 0, and swore he remembered the very day he was born. Every time he opens his mouth, the internet erupts. After this latest stunt, fans were definitely not feeling Terrence's energy. Someone even shared old red carpet photos of Howard being kissed by Cuba Gooding Jr. and Paul Giamatti, pointing out what they felt was a glaring double standard. But here is the real kicker. Terrence has been very loud about feeling pressured by the industry to do things that just felt wrong. He is not folding. Howard claims that once he started speaking his truth, he was immediately blackballed from Hollywood. You want to see how dark the business gets? Just look at the legal drama surrounding Tyler Perry right now. Actor Derek Dixon is hitting Tyler Perry with a $260 million lawsuit, alleging sexual assault and career retaliation. This legal filing comes from a former actor on one of the filmmaker's popular shows. Dixon filed the $260 million suit in Los Angeles on Friday, June 13th. Per court documents obtained by People magazine, Dixon alleges Perry forced a controlling, toxic relationship on him while he played the character Dale on the hit shows The Oval and Ruthless. Initially, Perry was opening doors, promising to produce Dixon's pilot and handing him solid acting roles. But Dixon says everything changed the moment he rejected Perry's romantic advances. He claims Perry began a campaign of harassment that ultimately derailed his acting career after the rejection. After this massive lawsuit dropped, Tyler Perry's attorney, Matthew Boyd, told People magazine that the whole thing is a complete and total setup. He claimed this was just someone trying to get close to Tyler Perry to pull a scam. Boyd made it clear that Tyler won't be bullied, and they expect these claims to crumble in court. Dixon claims Perry bombarded him with flirty texts while dangling fame and career breakthroughs. By November 2019, Dixon landed a minor role on the show Ruthless. But by January 2020, he alleges Perry sexually assaulted him at his private residence. Only a month later, Perry allegedly offered him a steady spot on The Oval. But reading the script, Dixon noticed his character's fate was suspiciously vague. And according to the legal papers, Perry supposedly warned him that if he didn't play along with the flirting, his character would be killed off the show. Sure enough, by the season finale, Dixon's character, Dale, took 4 bullets to the chest. Dixon says this was a power move, a clear hint that Dale's survival depended entirely on keeping Perry satisfied. After that scene, Dixon claims Perry brought him into his trailer, pinned him against the wall, and started aggressively groping him in a sexual manner. Dixon also alleges a second incident occurred during a cast trip to the Bahamas in October 2020, where Perry supposedly groped him again. By December 2020, Dixon says the trauma forced him to seek medical help for severe stress, insomnia, and stomach pain. His doctor even found dangerously low cortisol levels from the constant pressure. He was prescribed Zoloft, a heavy medication used to manage his rising anxiety and deepening depression. By June 2021, Perry allegedly invited Dixon to his home again to discuss producing Dixon's pilot project, Losing It, which Perry had shown genuine interest in before. But Dixon alleges that during that very visit, he was sexually assaulted one more time. He claims Perry assaulted him at his Atlanta home in early 2020. Over the next 5 months, Dixon spiraled into depression, anxiety, and constant physical pain. Doctors eventually diagnosed him with post-traumatic stress disorder during that dark period. And here is the craziest part. Dixon alleges that the people close to Perry, referred to as fixers, tried to keep him quiet by offering him a raise to continue working on the Oval. They also reportedly promised that Perry would officially buy the rights to produce his pilot, losing it. But come January 2023, Dixon claims he packed up for California just to get some space from Perry. He stuck with the show The Oval for a bit, but walked away mid-season, alleging he lost nearly $400,000 because of the chaos. Dixon is dragging this to court, filing a massive lawsuit against Perry with heavy allegations and asking for $260 million in total damages. But look, people online are whispering that this isn't the first time drama like this has followed Tyler Perry. Remember back in 2023 when Christian Keyes called out a certain billionaire mogul in the industry? We know there aren't many billionaires in Hollywood. The internet started putting two and two together very fast. $3,000 in my savings. Who are they really going to believe, right? I only had $3,000. Christian Keyes never named his abuser, but fans went wild speculating he was talking about Perry during that December 2023 Instagram live session. Christian Keyes, an actor whose book Ladies' Night became the show All the Queen's Men, finally spoke up about the abuse he says he endured. He pointed the finger at a major Hollywood power player, accusing him of sexual harassment. Christian didn't say the name out loud, but social media was convinced he was referring to Tyler Perry. I was working on a show. Perry cast Christian Keyes in plays like Medea Goes to Jail and What's Done in the Dark, and even produced his hit series. In his video, Keyes noted his alleged abuser had plenty of black employees on payroll. He shared that while staying in the guest room of this powerful man, he'd had 5 full glasses of Hennessy when this guy allegedly tried to climb into bed with him. Keith says he lost it and shoved the man away during the alleged physical assault. Now the internet is linking Christian Keyes and Derek Dixon's stories together, both targeting Perry's reputation. People are noticing that both men kept working for him, and neither one ever filed a formal report with the police. One user posted, "Remember when Christian Keyes made that video about Tyler Perry's behavior last year? I saw a blind item saying he was paid off." More people will speak up about Perry. Where there is smoke, there is fire. Another user wrote, Derek Dixon's story about Tyler Perry is the exact same one Christian Keyes told about a black Hollywood giant. Believe the survivors. He was pressured into deleting those videos from Instagram. We should have listened. And these aren't the only 2 stories making the rounds. Rumors have swirled for years about Perry's involvement with Joshua Soule, a man who worked for his studio back in 2014. It got serious when Perry filed a restraining order against Soule after a strange incident in Atlanta back in October 2013. The details stayed quiet, but the talk never stopped. According to Perry, Soule didn't just show up to the studio uninvited. He allegedly broke in by cutting alarms and crawling through the ceiling panels before locking himself inside a private office. The entire building had to be evacuated. Police spent 4 hours trying to get him out before arresting him for criminal trespassing at the studio. Perry sued for a restraining order plus $125,000 in fees, while demanding Soule get professional counseling. But this is where it gets messy. Rumors suggest Perry and Soule were actually dating, and when Perry tried to break it off, Soule refused to let it end. Soule's lawyers denied everything, claiming he never stalked anyone and was being framed for crimes he didn't commit. Then on May 13th, Soule hit back with a $10 million lawsuit against Tyler Perry, his studio, and a supervisor named Brett Hendress. In that suit, Soule claimed his supervisor called him baby, made sexual comments, and even texted "I miss you" while he was working as a production assistant in 2014. When he told Perry, he says nothing changed, and the harassment just kept on going. Soule also said Perry trashed his reputation by calling him mentally unstable on Facebook. The lawsuit accused Perry of retaliation and battery, demanding $10 million for the hostile work environment he had to endure. Here's the twist. Years ago, the show The Boondocks aired an episode that many believe was a direct shot at Perry, hinting at this very same behavior. That episode caused chaos. Some say Perry tried to get the staff fired and threatened a massive lawsuit. Perry denied it, But the network pulled the episode anyway, making the rumors grow even louder. With all these legal battles and quiet payouts, some believe the Hollywood mogul is working hard to keep his image clean. Whether he is suing people, whether it is hush money or stone-cold silence, as more details leak out, people are finally connecting dots that were ignored for decades. Look at the Spike Lee situation. Spike dragged Perry's work, and Perry just brushed it off, claiming that no response was the smartest move. Yeah, he figured staying silent would keep the heat away. But with mounting accusations and receipts coming out from CBS and industry workers, many fans are now convinced Tyler Perry's true nature is finally surfacing after years of whispers. Rumor has it there is actual video footage from one of Diddy's wild parties that could pull Tyler Perry right into the center of this scandal. Tyler has been playing it cool, maybe hoping it would all blow over. But now Diddy's former bodyguard, Gene Deal, is hinting that some serious dirt is about to hit the fan. It looks like Perry might not be able to dodge this bullet so easily. This is way bigger than Diddy. It is bigger than him, man. Do you know who else they are investigating right now? You really have to wonder what else is hiding on those tapes. Could Tyler, who some call a handler, be getting thrown under the bus while Diddy tries to save his own skin? If Hollywood is turning on Tyler Perry, it is no surprise. His name keeps surfacing in some very sketchy conversations lately. Let's be real, the shiny mask of Hollywood has been cracking for a while now. Now that these allegations are public, actresses and insiders are finally speaking up and asking the tough questions. Why keep working with someone tied to such a mess? Especially since rumors suggest he was not just watching from the sidelines, he might have been involved in the whole thing. Not a good look, Tyler. Not at all. Tyler Perry has definitely left a mark on entertainment, rising from the Atlanta theater scene to absolute box office dominance with his movies. But let's be honest, his path has been full of drama. Rumors have swirled for years that Perry's ego sparked beef with industry titans like Oprah in that cutthroat world of Hollywood. Getting to the top of this business often requires some shady tactics. Perry knows that reality all too well. Hearing all this noise is wild, especially when you remember there were almost no black people on television before diversity became a major thing. For a long time, Tyler Perry was the only one out there. Spike Lee, the legendary filmmaker who never bites his tongue on social issues, has openly blasted Perry for pushing harmful stereotypes in his movies. I still think there is a lot of stuff on today that is just buffoonery, and I know it makes a lot of money. Spike called him out directly, labeling it harmful, and not caring who he offended. And you know Katt Williams doesn't hold back for anyone. When it comes to Hollywood's elite, Katt is a one-man truth serum. He has dropped bombshell after bombshell about Tyler Perry, claiming his empire wasn't built on talent and hard work alone. It came with a heavy price. From backroom deals to how Perry allegedly treats black men behind the scenes, Katt's rants were dismissed as crazy for years. But now, with all the lawsuits, NDAs, and sudden silence from those close to Tyler, people are starting to view Katt's words differently. Maybe Katt was not crazy after all. Maybe he was just early. It is wild that you can be a famous billionaire entertainer, yet the one thing you are not allowed to do is tell the truth. Then there is Terrence Howard, who has fought his own battles with Hollywood and refused to play their games. Terrence recently doubled down on his claims about the shift in masculinity within the entertainment industry. He's not judging how people live, but he is calling out how powerful men allegedly pressure others into compromising situations just to maintain control, all for the sake of success, favors, or power. When Terrence spoke up, he was not shy about it, naming Diddy directly and hinting at major producers who hold massive power over Black Hollywood. Sound familiar? Puffy spent weeks asking me to come over and be his acting coach, wanting me to teach him the craft for a while. You go there, and he's just sitting around watching. This isn't about tearing down Tyler Perry. This is about questioning the system he helped maintain and asking what it truly costs to make it in Black Hollywood. One thing is for certain, Katt and Terrence weren't just venting, they were trying to warn us. And now, everything is finally coming to light. If you found this deep dive eye-opening, smash that like button, hit subscribe, and share this with a friend. Drop your thoughts in the comments. Do you think these Hollywood secrets are finally catching up to Tyler? Let's talk about it down below. Appreciate you watching. Catch you when the next dark story begins.